Hello, Alosh Alinov here, and today I'm going to show you what I have discovered that can be made out of a simple square piece of stretch fabric. I'm going to take you on a history journey of 16 years ago when I was just starting to play with fabric in those old club days and party days, and it was truly phenomenal because right now I'm going to show you what can be done out of this square piece of lycra or spandex. So we start by tying the corners. Okay. We obviously perfected this over the years and we use rings and whatever on the sides, but you know, if you are making a chandelier at home or you want to make a little gift or present, which I'll show you using bamboo pyramids, or any shape, and that could be a wooden box, any shape that comes to your mind you could use as long as it's a outer shell. And you can make a lovely gift for your wife or your child, or do a really awesome project for school with the kids. So just a simple piece of lycra. Here we go. Then we start by obviously tying the ends. Now that I have tied the knots, I will be able to just connect the four corners to the 4 points of the pyramid. Okay, so it doesn't slip, you can loop it over a few times, round and round, and then you just tie a knot right here, so it goes right into the corner of the pyramid. 3 knots generally is a good measure. 3 knots, one get untied, and I'm just using a plain simple knot. Okay? So once again, I just want to loop it over a bit so it doesn't get pulled over. So we've been playing with fabric for 16 years and we have discovered quite a few tricks in the years, and but the most important thing is that with fabric it's quite fluid. You can really do anything you want. You can remove crinkles if the fabric is too big. You can get quite creative with it. You can use translucent mesh, then the light will penetrate further, and you can use metallic colors. There's quite a big variety of colors now available at the shops. So some sides pull more, but start giving that basic shape. What I do here is I make the guts sharp so I can pierce it easily through the sides. It's quite important to have them sharp. So as you're seeing, just give it a nice pull, not too tight but not too loose, just right. And here, keep the pressure by pulling the knot up. I don't cut these guts off because they could be used, you know, to loop and to create additional points if need be. So really don't cut the guts right until the end. It actually takes me on a nice memory lane. I haven't done this for a little while. You know, once you get going and running the company, you train everybody else to do all the fun things and you end up doing paperwork. So I'm glad to be sharing this video with you because it's real fun. Just constructing and playing with fabric. And it has taken me 16 years to finally realize that through sharing of information that's how we can all uplift each other. So give it a good pull here. You see it's starting to get a bit of a shape already. It's coming along. Okay, Okay, so we can start playing with another side. So when you cut the gut, you cut it at an angle, so it becomes like a needle, and then it just goes through like butter. So yeah, as I said, just to keep it sliding it up so it doesn't pull back down. See here, that's where the other piece can come in handy. So you don't have to use more gut, you're using the piece from another point. It's relatively quick, takes, it depends how far you want to push it, but I think if you get the knack of it, you could do something quite nice in half an hour. So it's not a long project, and the results are quite phenomenal. I'll show you some slides throughout this video of what I was playing with oil projectors and cutting out little squares of translucent papers, cellophane type of papers, and sticking them over my grandfather's slide projector and projecting it through all the layers, having this made out of mesh. So this is a bit loose here, so I'm just going to give it a, you can always see where it wants to go. So there you can start creating an interesting shape. Start was the main point, so start was the point in the middle of everything else. Yeah, so you start with chunky points that are going to give you the biggest results, and then you work into the details afterwards. So yeah, getting a bit of shape here. You start looking for flopsy mopsy. So here I'm going to show you another trick. You can pinch the piece of fabric, okay? Pinch the piece of fabric. And pierce this through the pinch. There we go, just so you can see. And Lycra is very, very strong. In some of the future videos, we'll be actually showing you how really strong it is. You could hang some people off the Lycra and have it as a jungle gym trampoline for your home. But it's quite phenomenal, the strength of the fabric. And yeah, it's been really fun playing with this medium for the last 16 years. So as you see, you're starting to get a bit of a shape. But there are still flopsy sides, so you tuck it in and let's see. Yeah. See here, we could use the part from the previous gut. There we go. And now I don't have to tie the gut, I'm using a point that's already here. See that? Yeah, look at that, that's quite a nice point, so now give it a pinch. Yeah, so there's no rocket science, and I'm going to just show you another really interesting trick. From here, you can see if I can join these two things together, it create like a joining point. So for that, I'm going to use a sharp gut. I'll take it through here. I'll take it through here where it's flopsy, okay? And to get the gut through, sometimes you need to just wiggle it a bit because it gets stuck on a thread. So just to wiggle it through, it gets past the thread and then, you know, it pops out. On the other side, it's coming out. I'm going to push it back through, leaving about, you know, 1 or 2 centimeters gap. So just wiggle it through. There we go. And here I'm going to hold this guy so it doesn't push through, and having them both together, just make a knot and start pulling, pull and close the gap. That's a really fun knot for creating like a sculptural feel. My dream was to be creating giant sculptures of these, and we have been making them very big, but actually to be suspended in hammocks in the space. So yeah, so these are the basic structures of how to work with Lycra. Quite simple, and obviously you can get into more details with cutting holes. Believe it or not, Lycra does not fray when you cut the holes. You just cut them and then they stay there. The material, it's not like a stocking that just pulls apart. So you can cut holes, you can create interesting shapes, and I'm going to take you on a journey now of what we have achieved was just getting a bit more intricate than just plain squares. So, Raj? So if you start using interesting shapes to cut Lycra, then the effects can be quite phenomenal. Here's another one. These are what we call little icicle splashes. So, yeah. There we go. So, a combination of these shapes, one by one, in layers, could create awesome effects. Have a look at this. So, once you create, this is just one piece of fabric with one of these interesting shapes and stretched by one of our Zimbabwean guys that we have trained. So very, very, very effective, quite tight, but very effective. And then again, we've started to play with now adding 2 shapes to the same. So here's 2 colors, creating a bit of a landscape of art form. Becomes quite fun. And here we have created what we call an intercellular tension fabric, which can be used to create quite phenomenal shadows. I don't know if you can see here, but the shadows cast on surface areas and other are just quite phenomenal. So this little gift could be used, could be made in about an hour's time. We've used bamboo frame, we used a bit of fabric offcuts to wrap the corners. It's quite simple. Very nice DIY gift or a little project, and of course you can use lighting to light it up. We'll be showing you in a short while a larger version of this. So just stay with me. Here's an interesting piece that we have managed to solidify Lycra, and with resin. We have found a non-toxic resin called Material 1, but this is just with plain resin. And here you can see how lovely it gets lit up in colors. And obviously now, because it's been solidified, it can be cut off from its frame to create quite an awesome intercellular wonder. So this could be incorporated into a water feature or, sure, so many uses, but I'd like to have this as a sculpture in my bedroom. Yeah, this is very cool. Here we use mesh fabric, you can see it's translucent, and resin just works just like magic. So what we did it on a pyramid, we sprayed it whilst it was on a structure, and then when it got set, we removed it from the pyramid and voila. Stay with us for the larger Dr. Spiky that I have designed 15 years ago, and it's still with us as one of our top sculptures. So how it all really started was a polystyrene ball and some toothpicks, and I started sticking the toothpicks into polystyrene balls, and then I started adding balls to the end of the polystyrene toothpicks. And then the toothpicks grew to barbecue sticks, and the barbecue sticks grew to dowel sticks. And then we started creating these giant spiky balls for clubs and parties and trance parties. And then it all shifted for us when we came across corporate events. And then we really had awesome budget to play with great launches and product launches, and the spiky balls grew into Dr. Spiky, and now we have a fully collapsible steel sphere that can go flat, and these mirror balls get attached to steel poles. The whole structure is very solid and it's 3.5 meters diameter, fully collapsible and very effective. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Scroll below and leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking and what you'd like to share my next video about. I've got so much lycra expertise that I'm bursting with, just sharing the wisdom of what we have acquired in the last 16 years. Yeah, scroll below, leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. All the best.